doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm Alba, your favorite Farsi teacher, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to learn Farsi in a better and more efficient way. Well, first things first. When you want to start learning a new language, especially if it's a rather challenging language like Persian language, which has different sides like spoken Farsi and written Farsi, you're definitely going to need to first make it clear for yourself what your purpose for learning the language is. For example, if you plan to learn a language for like educational purposes, for reading some academic papers, or mostly for reading stuff, well, you're not really going to need to work on your spoken skills. But I don't suggest doing that. But let's just say if it's your plan, so you should know it. Or if you plan to travel to Iran, you're definitely going to need to work on your listening and spoken skills better than you work on other skills. So first, you need to know what your purpose is, and mostly, I suggest that you work on all four skills at the same time. But you need to know what you want, and you need to focus on what you want to do with the language first. After the clarification of your purpose, you're going to need to choose a good workbook and textbook for your own purposes. Well, currently, as far as I know, and as we are speaking, I am speaking in this video, there are eight actually, four different Farsi books. There are lots of books actually. There are lots of books out there. Believe it or not, I don't know in which country you are right now, but since I'm doing some research on Persian textbooks, I've realized that there are actually many of them out there in different countries. But right now, there are four of them that are the most famous ones, and students mostly look for them. The first one that you might actually have heard of, it's from Tehran University, and the school is called Dehkhoda. You might actually have heard of it because right now it's the most famous Farsi school in Tehran. Well, yeah. Right now, I don't teach their books because, personally speaking, this is my comment. Please don't just send me messages and get angry because, yeah, it's my personal view. I think the books are kind of old. The how do I put this? The context and the text, the conversations are kind of out of date. But as far as I know, they are preparing and writing some new books, and I'm really looking forward to taking a look at the new books that they are publishing because. It's my university and it's my professors, so I'm sure it's going to be great. But right now, it's the most famous one, but not the best one. The second one is from Bنیاد Sa'di, which is not really a school to go to and go to their classes, but I think they have some online classes. Not so sure about it. I just saw their website and saw that there are some online courses that you can take, but personally going to their school and sitting classes, no, I haven't heard of it. So their books, like Gam Aval or Mina Yek, Mina Do, Mina Se, and also they have some other books like professionally written for different skills, like grammar books like Chachu, or vocabulary ones, or speaking for speaking, Mina is actually good because its focus is mainly on speaking. So I teach their books mostly. I can't say it's perfect, but it's good compared to some other books in other schools. Yeah, it's good. But there are some problems with it, really. You can see it, I know. but it's a good choice actually, especially if you want to focus on making your speaking skills better. I really suggest Mina. Mina Yek is for like beginners and elementary. Mina Do, yeah, higher intermediate and also intermediate too. And Mina Se is for higher intermediate to advanced levels. Also, I've heard that there's going to be a Mina Chahar, which is going to be for advanced and like very high levels of Farsi language. I haven't seen it. It's not out yet, or maybe it is, but last time I checked, it wasn't out, and I hope it's going to be fun and fine because I've used Mina Yek, I've used Mina Do, and I've also taught Mina Se, and it's a good book. Yeah, nice. The third one, which is also kind of a famous one, is Perfa. Perfa belongs to Shahid Beheshti University, which is the second most famous university in Iran. And I've taken a look at their books. They have some books especially written for different cultures and different countries. So you might actually find a book that suits your own mother tongue, but I don't suggest doing that actually. I mean, I don't really agree with what they're doing. I've heard that Bنیاد Sa'di is also doing the same, but I don't really agree with it because I personally believe that you don't really need to use a person's mother tongue to teach them a language, even though I mostly do this for my Chinese students. But that is because I believe that there aren't really any good resources for teaching Farsi for Chinese students, especially when those who are living in China right now. So yeah, that's my main reason for doing that. But if you really want to use a book that uses your own mother tongue to learn Farsi language, you can go check out Perfa. You can go check out Bنیاد Sa'di's books, which is available on their websites, and also I think you can order them through shipping and stuff. They're gonna send it to you, and you're gonna have to pay it in dollars. Yeah. So the fourth one is Farsi بیاموزیم, which is mostly used to teach Farsi to students who live in Western countries. It's a good book, and yeah, I personally have never taught this book, but I have taken a look at it, and especially the newest version that has recently been published. I think it's very, very unique and very new, especially considering the fact that it's not trying to show a kind of Islamic culture for Iranian people, and it's trying to show a real picture of how Iran is. But as I said before, I have not taught it before, so I can't really give you any comments on how the texts are, how the conversations are. But I know that the whole series, it focuses on different skills, just like other series are doing, and it's very modern. So if you live in a Western country, or maybe if you're interested in taking a look at how they're teaching it, you can find it on their website, and also I think you can find it on Amazon. Perfa you can definitely find on Amazon. I've seen it before. Dehkhoda's books, I think you can find them on their website and also on Amazon. And Bنیاد Sa'di's book, you can find them on their own website. They also have applications for their books. So you can both use the website to learn the language, and also you can use the apps to learn the language. So yeah, this was the books. Okay, we all know that using a good textbook is not enough. Actually, sometimes we don't even use textbooks and we can still learn a language very well. And that is because we know how to use all the utensils to learn a language. For Farsi language, I know that there aren't really any any technical and perfect apps out there, but there are some apps you can use to memorize the words better and also to practice the grammatical tips that you're learning, and also maybe even practice your listening skills. Just speak to some people and see how you can use this language, because learning a language is not just about taking in all the information and never giving it back. It's actually mostly about using the language. You know how well you can speak this language when you speak the language, and not just imagine that you're speaking the language. You should actually get out there and try and get in touch with some people, or at least listen to them or watch them speak the language, and then you can absorb more information than when you sit down and just open your book and read all the information. So just get out there and try and use the language. So I'm going to introduce some apps to you that you can use to find some Iranians who actually speak the language in a how do I say it? In a more Iranian way. Because honestly speaking, most of the textbooks are not really teaching you the real Farsi, because as I said in the beginning of this video, we have different Farsi types, like different aspects of the language. I'm sorry for my English. It's been a long time since I last spoke English fast, and like in a video. It's the first time I'm recording a video for my channel in English language, and this is because I want more people to be able to use the video, and I hope you guys excuse me if I just have some problems with any pronunciations or anything. So as I was saying, what was I saying? It was about applications. Yeah, you need to find some people who use real language, real Farsi, spoken Farsi, because written Farsi is only for newspapers and some websites, not all websites, actually many websites are using spoken Farsi in a written way, so you definitely need to learn the spoken aspect of this language. So I have written some apps and websites that you can use. The first one is definitely going to be Anki Droid app. Anki Droid, it has a web version, but as far as I know, you can't use it. You can't use it to study. The web version is used for downloading the flashcards. You might have actually heard of Anki app because it's really famous among all the language learners around the world. And so for Farsi, you may not be able to download so many ready decks, but you are going to be able to make your own flashcards, record your voice, and here's how I would suggest you to learn Farsi language using this app. Well, firstly, every time you're learning a few new vocabulary, I suggest that you first type down the word, then you record your own voice, because it is really practical when you hear your own voice and you know that the pronunciation in your own way, how it sounds, and when you hear your own voice, it's going to stick in your mind a lot better, or at least it's how it works for me. Record your voice, write down a sentence as an example, and also record your voice again, this time for the sentence. And at the back of the card, I suggest that you put the pronunciation, and type down the pronunciation and the meaning. But another way is to just in the front page, you can write the word and the sentence and nothing else, and at the back there's your voice, so you can simply just hear it. But I only suggest this for the students who are learning the intermediate level and higher intermediate level and advanced level, not the beginners. Beginners, I really suggest that you put down the meaning at the back of the card so that you can refer to it and remember it better. So for Anki, the second one is going to be Castbox. Castbox is currently the most popular podcast application in Iran. I know there are other apps too. We do use Spotify to listen to music, and we use Google Podcasts and all the different apps. Yes, but as far as I know, and as far as I've seen, Castbox is the most popular one right now. And in Castbox, you're going to find so many Persian podcasts, all the different types, of which is going to be for free. So, what else do you want? I mean, I would really be happy if I could find so many podcasts for free to learn a new language. Also, there's going to be our podcast, Persian Campus Podcast, in which I mean, right now it's me, but I'm definitely going to invite some friends to join me too in the future. But right now, I mostly introduce you Persian culture in Farsi language. I try to speak slowly so that you can understand it better. And away from my podcast, you can also search for other Farsi podcasts. Right now, I know that there are some podcasts like one of them is Tea and Farsi, if I remember it well. And I'm sorry if I said the name wrong. I will write it down definitely. And another one that I really, really, really suggest, because I personally listen to it every day, even though it's Farsi, but I love it. It's B Plus Podcast, and they also have their own website, but they upload every episode on Castbox, so you can easily have access to it wherever you go. B Plus usually introduces to you some books, sometimes about some cultural tips, but not just about Iran, about many different cultures and countries. But they mostly introduce to you some books that you could read and they could be helpful to you. Well, maybe you're a busy person and you don't usually have time to spend hours on books, and you just want to know what a book is going to give to you before choosing to start to read the book. So this is what B Plus does for you, and they usually speak slowly. So I think it's also good for the students who wish to practice their listening skills, and it's for free. Also, you can check out their website. They write some really useful stuff for you, so you can also practice your reading skills. And they upload their videos on YouTube, so you can practice listening, reading, because there are some texts anyway, and you can learn some cultural tips about different countries, including Iran. So it's really useful. I really suggest that. The last app, last but not the least, is going to be طاقچه and also Fidíbو, the two apps. Why do I? Two apps. I feel like it's okay. I ran out of breath. Fidíbó is a book app. You can download PDF books, but you have to use the app. I mean, you can't download it on your own phone. You have to use the app. طاقچه is the same. One thing about طاقچه is that it has many Farsi learning books, and we mostly refer to them as Azfa books. And if you search the word Azfa, you're going to find books from all the 4 different schools that I told you at the beginning of the video. I feel like I can't speak English anymore. This is weird. It's okay. I can do this. I don't have to be a perfectionist, right? You guys understand me anyway. طاقچه. I usually introduce this app to my students because the books are good and they can download them. Also, you can buy the books from other countries. If you can't, you can ask someone from Iran to do this for you. They can buy it and send it as a gift to your account, which is going to be perfect. You can download it and open the book, use the book, listen to the book, whatever you want to do. For Fidíbó, the good thing about it is that it has so many audiobooks. So what else could you ask for? Like, there are so many Farsi books, you can read them. Also, you can listen to them at the same time. And it's going to be perfect for your listening skills. But be careful that books are mostly written in written form. So it's not going to be perfect for practicing listening skills for spoken Farsi. For spoken Farsi, I really suggest that you use cast blocks, because in podcasts people actually speak, they don't write. And YouTube, YouTube. I didn't actually mention YouTube because I feel like it's like the Bible for learning any language. Just like right now you're watching my video on YouTube, so you know that you should go to YouTube to find all the information you could need. But for Farsi YouTubes, I don't really suggest any special channel, because I personally believe that YouTube is kind of a personal thing to use. Like, you should go search whatever you are interested in. You might be interested in fashion, so there are some bloggers and vloggers that usually upload some videos about fashion, even in Farsi language, so you can go follow them. Or you might be interested in I don't know, movies, like introductions and stuff. So whatever suits you, you go search it. And use Farsi language when you're searching, and you're definitely going to find some very useful stuff out there. That's the apps. Now I'm going to talk to you about social media and its role in learning a language. Personally, I have this habit that every time I'm learning a new language, you probably know that I can speak in Chinese language and English language as I'm speaking right now, and I know that it's not perfect, but I can communicate. Great. And away from these two languages and my own mother tongue, which is Farsi language, I can also speak a little bit of Spanish, and I just started learning it, so I can't say I can speak in that language. No, I can't. But every time I learn a new language and I start learning a new language, I have this habit of just searching and looking at the people who speak the language. I think one of the best things that I can do for myself and you can do for yourself is reading people's comments. I think that one thing that social media has brought for us is just the way it can show us how the people of a special country or nation think, and this is very important. I think that learning a language is not just about all the words and vocabulary and everything that there is about all the the language itself. It's also about the culture and the history and the people. It's very important to know how the people of a country think. So I really suggest that you use Instagram, which is right now the global app to share day-to-day lifestyles, and everything that happens in our lives is on Instagram right now. So if you go on Instagram and you see an Iranian post a picture, don't just like it and scroll. Take a look at the comments that the people have left for them, like how they say, like the things they say, and how they applaud this person's looks and everything. Just take a look, like you can see what is important to these people. Like if they are complimenting the way this person is speaking, or if they're complimenting their looks, or if they're complimenting their hairstyle or anything, you can know that this is something that actually takes this person's eyes. I can't say, like, for example, if you see that somebody has left a comment and complimented somebody's hair, it means that the whole nation is looking at their hair. No, this is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that you can see how they think about a person's look and the things they pay attention to. And if you want to know about people's ideas and their thoughts about political stuff or historical stuff, you can search some accounts. I forgot the word. Some accounts that usually post stuff about these topics, and you can just scroll and see what people are saying. And I think it's going to be very, very useful. And also, you can practice spoken Farsi throughout this practice. This is because well, people leave comments in spoken Farsi and they don't just write it in written form, because social media is not really it's not a book. You don't need to be perfectly polite and careful about the language. You can write whatever you want to write, and I know it can be a bad thing because people sometimes just write out whatever they're thinking about, but as a language student, this is a good thing for you because you can read whatever is out there, and you don't normally hear all the curses and all the good or bad words that people use in their day-to-day life on the street or in your own country or in your textbook. You can find them in social media, in people's stories, in their posts, in their comments, and this is a good thing for you. So don't forget about Instagram. And right now, most Iranian people, if I don't say all of them, use this application every single day. So it's really important. The second app that you can use, the second social media app that you can use is Twitter. Whoa, honestly, I think right now youngsters are using Twitter as their way of, I don't know, their a tool to just say what they're thinking and what they're doing. Like some people just sit down and they're thinking about something and suddenly they're like typing it down on Twitter. I know sometimes I personally am not really interested in reading people's tweets, not their personal life tweets, because I don't find it interesting. But when it comes to language learning, yeah, it definitely interests me. I mean, sometimes I search some Chinese or Spanish words, like hashtags, and I want to see what people write about it, what they think about it, how they express their thoughts, the people in this country, and how they use this language, because I know that the language I'm learning in my textbook is not exactly the language they use in their social media. Okay, these last two social media apps that I'm going to introduce to you are not really used by everybody in this country, but they are super, super, super helpful for your language learning journey. The first one is Hello Talk app. I know there are so many language learning apps out there like Tandem and Speaky, and I knew a few other ones, but right now I can't remember their names. But the one that I've been using for a few years is Hello Talk, because I personally find it very, very useful, because you can both chat and learn the language. Like when they say something to you, you can just translate the sentence right in the chat, and you can correct their mistakes. They can correct you, and this is a very, very helpful tool that I've seen in an app. Also, for me personally, when I was learning Chinese language, I was using this app every single day, and I found some really, really good friends on it, because the people who use the app are mostly there for finding real language partners, and they're not just there to play around and chat about like the things that are not really useful, and they don't interest me. Maybe they interest you, but I don't know. So Hello Talk, use it. I know it needs a VIP account to use all the things that it has to offer, but you can use the free version to find some good friends around yourself or from far places. It doesn't matter if they are near you or they're not. And if you are a Chinese person, as far as I know, right now, every single Chinese language student in this country has this app, because they know that Chinese people usually use this app to find Iranian language partners. So I really, really suggest the app for you to learn a language. And if you're not Chinese and if you come from other countries, I still suggest this app to you, because I've seen Iranians who use this app every single day because they wish to find a good and honest language partner to practice the language every day with them. I don't know, I feel like I talk a lot today. Okay. Should I leave this part in the video? Is it gonna be awkward? It's probably gonna be awkward. I'm not gonna delete this part. I'm not going to delete it. Oh dear. The last one is couch surfing. So couch surfing is not really a language learning app. No, it's an app that travelers use to find local people who want to spend time with them or let them sleep in their house for 1 night, 2 nights. But I personally find it very interesting and useful for learning languages because, for example, you can connect to the people of the country that you're learning the language. And if you plan to go to the country, for example, to Iran, to travel to this country, you don't have to actually go to all the different hotels or you don't really have to do all the fancy stuff. You can do it the traditional way. Like you can find a local person who is interested in your language and in your culture, and you can become friends with them. You can go out with them, have some coffee. Maybe they can invite you to their house. You can see the culture up close. You can spend some time with their family. Maybe if you come to Iran on a special occasion, like Nowruz, which is our New Year, you can really learn some useful stuff about the culture and about the language while you're having fun. So why not? And it's gonna be for free. So I mean, it's mostly for free. I've not seen anyone. I've not seen anyone have any incomes from this app because it usually insists on doing it and inviting people for free. So yeah, as far as I know, it's free. Yeah, that's about it. So today I tried to be friendly and show you the ways that I usually use to learn a second or third or fourth or any language. And I hope you excuse my English because, as I said a few times, I mentioned a few times, I've not really been speaking English language in the past 3 or 4 years because I've been learning Chinese language, and after that I've been learning Spanish language. But I hope that I could show you some good ways and efficient ways for learning Farsi language. And if you have any questions or if you have your own suggestions, your own special way of learning the language, I'd be really, really glad to read about it in the comments section, and hope it was useful for you. Have a good day and see you next time.